Today's show is sponsored by the ABV Barrel Shop. The ABV Barrel Shop is located in the St. Louis metro community of Arnold, Missouri. The ABV Barrel Shop is focused on one thing: single barrels. Best of all, you can try before you buy. Head over to abvbarrelshop.com to sign up for their email and text distribution so you know what they have in stock, what classes are coming up, and who from the industry may be coming in to visit. The ABV Barrel Shop. It's where single barrels live. We are also sponsored by the Bar to Go. The Bar to Go offers traveling minibars that are no bigger than a small purse or toiletry bag. Best of all, they are fully customizable so you can create the perfect piece that is unique for you. If you own your own business, what a fun and unique way to promote what you do. Check them out online at thebar2go.com. That is the number 2 in the Bar to Go. If you have wholesale questions, call my friend Isabel Clark at 504-481-1297. Finally, we are sponsored by the Neely Family Distillery. NFD is a family-owned business that keeps ringing up awards in the spirits world. Head to Sparta, Kentucky to experience the family history, award-winning spirits, and meet the Neely family. Check them out online at neelyfamilydistillery.com. Now, on to the show.
Let's drink!
Welcome to the Bourbon Daily, the podcast about everything bourbon delivered to you every day of the week. Today we have a special show from a hotel somewhere in Mississippi. My name is Steve Akeley. How you doing today? Probably better than me. So I'm coming off a pretty darn good week. I got to admit that. We're going to be talking about the Key West Distillers Summit today and what went on with that. It might have been the best year ever. Hard to believe, but really was a good time. And but coming back to reality, just an unbelievable week in Key West. Best weather we've ever had. I mean, literally in the mid-70s all week. Sunny, and I don't know if you've ever been down to where that intense Florida sun, especially when you get further south like Key West, as further south as you can get, and man, it's like summertime. It feels like it's probably equivalent to 85. I don't know. It was just unbelievable. Just incredible. Just an amazing week weather-wise. Then we get this snowstorm here back home, and again, we miss out on it, of course. But now I've got to come back, and I got to make a decision. What do I do? So I reroute. I was going to go through Atlanta, and then you got to go through Nashville, and I was like, nope. Instead of going my normal route where I go up and go through Atlanta, Nashville, and all that and go home, it's actually quicker in theory. But, they were supposed to get some pretty bad weather. And I kind of looked at the map and I said, you know what, I think it would be better if I go to Pensacola, Florida. And then they didn't have any issues, no weather or anything like that. They've been hit with some snowstorms recently, but not on this one. And then I'll go home from Pensacola. It's about 10 and a half hours from Pensacola to St. Louis. I've done that trip many times because we like to vacation there. So I go there, get to Pensacola, no problem. I actually thought, you know what, this might be a better way to go moving forward. So I kind of enjoyed that ride. There's some issues down by Miami, but I'm looking at going a different way next time. I kind of went up and went through Miami and then on through to Orlando and then cut back over across the state to Pensacola. That is what the map system said was the quickest way. I think I'm going to try going up the west coast of Florida and see that next time and see how that goes. We'll see. I have no idea. But it's going to be the way that I go for now on. But that being said, I get up early this morning. I get up at 5 o'clock. Leave at 5:30, and I thought that's good. It leaves me about an hour until sunrise, and I know my way around down there, no problem. There was no worries of any surprise ice. I was I don't want to be driving around in the dark when there could be ice out there, but again, nothing going on there, and I was like, oh, and then I'm just cruising. I'm flying through. I start ticking off city after city, and things are going well. I'm not needing to stop. I had a full tank of gas from the night before. And I finally get down to where I'm going to have to get some gas here at some point, and but I'm going to keep going. I'll go one more exit, and then boom, nothing. Then the highway basically shuts down. ice and snow start. There's one lane that's totally closed. It's just a sheet of ice. And then they've got the other lane, which is kind of partially open. It's got, the 2 tire tracks. It's ice in the middle. And then there's times when it gets to be completely covered and, you're on the highway. You're going really slow. I ended up sitting, I don't know, probably 3 hours on the highway. Then I decided I'm going to get off and I'm going to go to Batesville, Mississippi. That's where I get off of Highway 55. And I thought I got to fill up the gas because it's down to, it says, 40 miles till empty. I'll get off and do that. Well, it turns out everyone else was doing that too. And I guess they couldn't get gas deliveries because, the weather issues, and none of the gas stations had gas. I finally, after like an hour, and then, waiting and stuff like that at the one that does have it, finally get in and I get gas and get my tank filled up. I was like, oh man, this is what a terrible day, but you know what? I'm just going to stay here and I'm sure things will be fine tomorrow. I'm going to be back on the road. So I go to the first hotel. They're full. Holiday Inn Express. So I was like, well, they got a Fairfield. I'll just call them full. Then I called all the other hotels in Batesville, Arkansas, all full. Everyone's doing the same thing. They're bailing off. So now I was like, okay, can't get back on the highway. I can see from where I'm at, I can see the highway. No one's moving. I have no hotels available. Might have a chance if I want to camp out at like the Fairfield Inn because I do have status at that hotel from all the years of travel I did in the corporate world. But I thought, what if it doesn't come through? And then I'm just going to, sleep in my car? And I was like, the state highway 278 looks like it's pretty clear. I wonder what would happen if I drove that. What if I put into my GPS, drive home, but avoid highways? So I try that. It says jump on 278. And I'm like, that's clear. It's good. So I start going, and then it starts getting a little worse, and then a little worse. And then I was like, I'm too far into this. Let me call the wife and see if she can see where the next town is that would have a hotel. So she looks it up and says, hey, there's a town up from you. It's like 20 miles ahead of you, and there's a hotel there. Let me call and see if I can get you a room. And she got me a room there. So I've got 20 miles of white knuckle driving on ice. But I finally make it, and I get in there, and I pull in. It's a flop house. It's a terrible hotel. But what are you going to do? I've checked for bed bugs and all that. It looks like it's clear. So, I'm here. I've got a room. I'm not, dealing with not having a room and sitting in my car and hoping for the best. So, I was like, well, I haven't eaten all day because I've been in the car and, just got gas, and the gas stations were crazy, so I didn't get any food there. So I was like, I'm going to go out. So I go to leave, and I literally get stuck on the parking lot of the hotel. I can't get out. I'm trying to go back, forth, you name it, won't go. Just when wheels are spinning, I'm trying to dig it out with my shoe, pushing it around. I'm stuck on the hotel parking lot, right? And the thing is, you get in. There's 2 entrances to get in. I've got one totally blocked. And I see a guy walking. He just got a sandwich from the Burger King next door. I was like, "Hey, man, can you sit on the back of my car and get me out of here?" And he tried. It didn't work. And he's like, "You just need to dig it out, man." So I go inside, get a shovel, and I dig it as far as I can underneath there and all that. But it doesn't help. It doesn't do anything. Finally, some guy from Texas sees me screwing with all this and just stops on the road, which is awesome. And then another guy was checking in the hotel. I called him over, and those two pushed me out. I got out. Then I got out. I went to a gas station, topped off my car again, because I thought I'll just need the tank as full as possible for driving around tomorrow, and then I'll get some dinner and go back. So I did that, and then here I am. I'm in the hotel by myself, Flophouse Hotel, and I thought I'd record this episode for you. At least it gives me something to do, because I literally have nothing to do other than work on some ABV network stuff, which there's always stuff to work on for that, but I'm not really in that mindset yet, so I thought I would at least do this show. So there you go. There is my harrowing experience. I'm hoping tomorrow, it's supposed to be like in the mid-40s tomorrow, so I'm hoping it's all melted. I'm going to wait a little bit. I'll probably wait till like 10 or 11 o'clock to get out of here. let that sun come out, start melting things, and hopefully I don't have any issues. And it sounds like if I can get past Memphis, say, I should have smooth sailing after that. It looks like the roads are clear after that. But I've got about 20 miles once I get back on the highway until I get to Memphis from where I'm at right now. So we'll see how it goes. I hope I don't have to spend another night out. That much I know. So I'm hoping to get back to the shop, back to the store, and get back to my life. Right now I'm kind of in limbo, not really doing anything. So there you go. As far as the cork pop today, I got nothing. I've got bourbon out in the car. I'm on the second floor here. I had to carry up my bags and stuff like that. My wife bought stuff. She didn't want to freeze, so I had to bring that up. I was like, I'm not bringing up my whiskey, too. I'm not going to just sit up here and drink. So I don't have any whiskey. I'm drinking water. So cheers, gang. All right. What we'll do next, we'll take a quick break. And then when we come back, we're going to be talking about that trip to Florida. We're past the doom and gloom stuff. We get to the fun stuff after the break. Okay, let's talk about the people that make these shows happen. First up is the Stave and Thief Society. Via their in-person class at Moonshine University in Louisville, Kentucky, the Stave and Thief Society is the place where you, a bourbon enthusiast, can expand your knowledge and emerge an executive bourbon steward. In 2017, I completed my executive bourbon steward certification. It's the most comprehensive bourbon certification available and connects you with an expansive network of bourbon enthusiasts and professionals. Check out the full listing of in-person and online certifications and join the society today by enrolling at staveandthief.com. Speaking of executive bourbon steward certification, the ABV Barrel Shop in St. Louis, Missouri has developed a unique partnership with the Stave and Thief Society to offer a preparatory class to assist you in getting your executive bourbon steward certification. This prep class costs only $25 and is available to take live or online via Zoom. Graduates of our class receive a coupon code good for 15% off your executive bourbon steward certification held in Louisville, Kentucky. This saves you almost $90. Additionally, you can collaborate with fellow attendees to split travel costs when you go to Louisville. If you're interested in signing up for the class, simply head over to abvbarrelshop.com and check out the classes and events page. Last but not least, we are sponsored by Neely Family Distillery. Royce Neely is the 11th generation distiller in one of America's oldest distilling families. A visit to Neely Family Distillery takes you through family history, where you can see all the artifacts and newspaper clippings through the years from this family that started distilling in America after James Neely arrived from Northern Ireland in 1740. Today, Royce Neely and his team are crafting some of the best spirits in America. Their bourbon and absinthe offerings keep winning top honors in spirits competitions. Recently, their absinthe made history as the first platinum winner in the absinthe category at the San Francisco Spirits Competition. Neely Family Distillery is definitely a bucket list destination if you are a bourbon fan. Learn more about their spirit offerings, visiting their facility, and the awards they have collected over at NeelyFamilyDistillery.com. And now, back to the show.
Welgie.
And you're listening to the Bourbon Daily. All right, everybody, welcome back. It's Colonel Steve Akeley, and we are here talking about the Distiller Summit 2026. How did it go? And I got to say, it went incredibly well. Our second lowest attendance ever. Our lowest attendance ever was 7 people. That was in 2021. That was the COVID year. We did go in 2020, and you're like, that's the COVID year. No, that hadn't really started yet. I get that there were some early things going on with COVID, but nothing really rocked the world until like March. So we were in there right before that. That was the first year that we did this, and we had, I don't know, like 24 people at that one. Then COVID year, we had 7, and then the year after that, I think we returned like 33, and then balloons up to like 53, and then like, I don't know, last year like 35, and then this year we had 9. 9 ended up being the final count. So, and again, you're saying small numbers. This thing's dying out. It's not going to ever die out, no, because I'm always going to go. It's always about Royce and I coming to Key West and spending time there with groups of friends and giving basically an open invitation and saying, hey, we're going to be here and we're going to be doing this. Do you want to join us? And, I think there's going to be ups and downs like this. I think there's going to be times when a lot of people want to go, and there'll be times when fewer people can go. And I think that everybody who comes here wants to come back. It's an expensive place to go for sure. So it's definitely a financial commitment. There's no charge or anything like that. We don't do like, hey, it costs X amount of dollars to attend this thing. It's not like that. The individual events you go to, there is a cost for those, but nothing individually. So, and I have fun with this thing anyway. I do drive, and people think you're crazy and drive and all that. But I drove down with my wife, and she's not here with me now. She flew back. She has to go to work, and she had to deal with all this stuff back home. But she made it home safely, and had some help from her sister because we just drove down, and then she was going to fly back up, and my mom was supposed to pick her up, but then the weather comes. My mom can't drive in the snow. We thought it probably not good to have my sister drive in the snow. So before it all happened, we had my sister take our car up, and then drop it off at one of those parking spot places, and that worked out pretty well. So the warden was able to fly into St. Louis after she left, to go to the parking spot, and then pick up her car, and then head out and go home. And she made it home no issues, so which is good. That leaves me doing what I talked about in the first segment, but we're not talking about that today. But the reason why we got on that subject, though, was we had fun coming down. We did a bunch of cool stuff. So we went to the first thing we did is we went to Indian River. If you've ever been there, this time of the year, it's just loaded with manatees. My wife loves manatees. We went and checked out the manatees. There's hundreds of them in the water there, so it's a pretty cool thing. They had a festival going on, and we shopped a little bit of that. Went to one of the warden's favorite shops down there, and then we headed out to a place called Wiki Wachi. It's like an old-time Florida attraction where they have mermaids, and we watched the mermaid show. It was really cool. Again, you're thinking, it's bitterly cold. How are the mermaids getting in the water? No, it's warm down there. I mean, it was nice. It was really, really a nice thing. We enjoyed that, and then we went down to Homestead, Florida. We stopped at the Everglades, and then we went to an alligator farm and took a fan boat tour out into the Everglades, which was awesome. So that was really fun. That we found this Italian restaurant that is amazing. It's like one of my favorite restaurants now. So that's in Homestead, Florida. So we're always going to do that. And then we took a couple days, kind of traveling through the Keys. So we went to, and we want to keep doing that, where we explore more stuff on the way down there. So throughout the Florida Keys, and there's a lot of cool attractions and things like that to see. They even have a swim at the sharks thing. I may do that next year. So it's just very enjoyable. So we get down there after staying a night in the Florida Keys, and then spending basically 2 days before and after exploring the Florida Keys, and doing some cool stuff and tourist attractions, eating some good meals and stuff like that. And then we found this great place to stay down there called Kon-Tiki. We enjoy that. So that gets us to on Tuesday to the event. And then we get there Tuesday. Kathy Cool is there. We go out to dinner with Kathy, and that's kind of like the first night. And then we do a bottle share with Kathy and stuff like that by the pool. And then the next day, we did, my daughter arrived, and we went shopping and stuff like that up and down Duval Street, but went to a bunch of bars and stuff like that, what you do when you're in Key West. And then we watched the sun go down, on the Mallory Square, and that was kind of that day. We had a great meal at Maison de Pepe, which is a Cuban restaurant down there, so we really enjoyed that. Then on Thursday, we again bar crawl, that type of thing, and then we went on a tiki bar crawl where we got on a van, and that had everybody go. So all 9 people went: Royce and Becca and that crew, and Macaulay Mitten and Avery, his fiance, and us. We all went, the 5 of us that were there: Kathy and the warden and I and my daughter and her fiance, and it was fun. I mean, we really enjoyed that. They also took us to a couple places I had never been before in the the lower keys. So we went on like 4 different keys to tiki bars and stuff like that. Places I hadn't gone before, and found some places that I'll be going back to on our own in future years and stuff like that. So I thought that was really cool. So that was kind of a highlight from that day. On Friday, the big highlight was we went and did kayaking. I had never been kayaking before. I loved it. It was easy. I was surprised how easily the boat navigated. I never felt like I was going to tip over or anything like that. We got to go out in the mangrove, saw a couple nurse sharks, no alligators, crocodiles, none of that kind of stuff. People were like, you got to be careful out there. We didn't see any of that kind of stuff. And then we came back in and again went to some great restaurants and hung out. And then on Saturday we did a cigar rolling class, which was awesome. You learn about the cigars, you make cigars. It was a really cool thing. So that was it. And then on Sunday we got back together and just hung out and went to some cool places to eat and stuff like that. And that was it for me. And then on Monday morning I headed out and started my journey back, that drive to Pensacola. And then as I record this, it's Tuesday, and Tuesday night I'm in a hotel in Clarksdale, Mississippi. You can look that up. There's not a whole lot going on here in Clarksdale. So probably my only stop ever in Clarksdale, Mississippi is this one right here. So, but there you go. This is where I'm at. So that's it. It was a great event and something that you should look into doing next year. Let me look up real quick when that'll be next year. I can give you the dates. So in 2027, you are looking at starting on, let's see here. Oops, that's the wrong. There we go. It will be starting on Tuesday, January 19th, and it'll finish out on Sunday, January 24th, 2027. So there you go. Join us in Key West. I'm going to start working on some of the stuff now. We found like a chef school that you can go to, and they do classes and stuff like that. I think that's going to be interactive. Depending on how many people we get, it'll depend on what we do. So if it's a bigger group, we may do something like a sunset cruise again, or the cigar rolling class was a lot of fun. We may do something like that if there's going to be some new people here. We always do ghost tours, all kinds of cool stuff. So let me know if you're interested, and we will plan on you being there. I know I'm going to be there. I know Royce is going to be there. Hopefully you are too. That'll do it for today. If you've got anything that you're looking for me for, I'm at Steve Akeley on all social media platforms. I do have a company website of abvnetwork.com. That's where all of our content is. And of course, abvbarrelshop.com. That is where the barrel shop is. You can sign up for our email distribution there. I think that'd be a smart move for you to do that. And of course, you want to get involved in the show. There's a couple ways you can do it. Leave a 5-star review with comments. It helps new people find the show. That's important to us. And last but not least, head over to patreon.com/the ABV Network. That'll do it for today. We'll have a brand new show for you tomorrow. Looking forward to that. Until then, take care, everybody. See ya. Peace. Before we let you go, let's talk about one last thing. The ABV Barrel Shop in the St. Louis community of Arnold, Missouri. The ABV Barrel Shop is focused on a couple of things. First of all, single barrels. We are the place where single barrels live. We go to distilleries, taste through the whiskey, select the best barrel, and have it shipped to our store where we present it to you, our customers, by allowing you to try before you buy. We're also known for the classes that we have in our education center in the store, as well as the events we have with industry professionals from the bourbon business. If you are in the St. Louis area, please come by and visit us at 6 Fox Valley Center in Arnold, Missouri. Or at a minimum, at least sign up for our email and text distribution so you know exactly what's going on in our shop over at abvbarrelshop.com. This is Steve Akeley, owner of the ABV Network, signing off. We thank you for listening to our programming and truly appreciate your support.
The Bourbon Daily is part of the ABV Network. For more information or to become a sponsor, please visit abvnetwork.com. Thanks for listening and cheers.
This has been a Steve Akeley production.